who's better than us, guys? So, if you don't know, almost every single September, apart from I think 2015 or 16, Nintendo has held a Nintendo Direct. And if you don't know what a Nintendo Direct is, if you're like my mom listening to this, right? A Nintendo Direct is a presentation, normally around 40 minutes long, where they show off tons of upcoming Switch games, and then every now and then you'll see an official upcoming Nintendo game. That can be anything from Mario to F-Zero to a Tomodachi Life port to a brand new Zelda game, which wouldn't happen right now, but like, you know, things can happen in Directs. Now, there's always one in September, and where are we right now? Well, as of recording, it is September 8th, okay? One is for sure coming up. I think that we know the date, the exact day it's happening. I think that we know part of what's in it, and I want to talk to you about my 5 predictions for this September Direct. Some realistic, some not. Anyways, let's start. So, let's begin with when I believe this Direct to be happening. I think that it happens next Wednesday. Next Wednesday, I believe that it happens. Next Wednesday is September 13th. That was, I believe, the exact day that the last Direct was held on. And so you might think, well, that's not going to happen because it happened last year on that same exact day. And this, that, and that, and that, and that. Hear me out, okay? Hear me freaking out. September 13th. I thought was a very good day to hold a Direct. Go back to my tweet. I tweeted on X, or I X'd. September 13th is when the Direct will happen. Days later, find the tweet. I said this before anything happened. Days later, it comes out. Direct probably happening September 13th. You know, this, that. So, there's sources behind this. Puro is behind this. The leaker Puro, who I'll talk about more in a second. Puro is behind this. And I'm behind it. September 13th, in all likelihood, next Wednesday, is when the Direct will be. That is when it'll be. September 13th. Now, if not the 13th, 14th, or 12th, somewhere around there. It's happening somewhere next week. I'm telling you right now. Now, if it doesn't, you can clip this podcast, meme me. I don't care. I think that it's happening that next week. And you might think, well, why does it have to be next week? How about the week after that, or the one after that? There's multiple weeks to September. Why next week? Well, I have heard Tokyo Game Fest. If you Google this is a big game convention and show happening on September 20th to September 23rd. Nintendo doesn't really want to interfere with that when a lot of their audience, not most per se, well, maybe most, they're Japan, they're based in Japan. You don't want to make an announcement of your games during a Tokyo game show. You don't want to collide there. So it'll probably happen beforehand, and there is some space afterwards. However, Tokyo Game Fest, or Game Show, whatever it is, it says Game Show here, will probably have some banging stuff that you want to talk about for days later. So you want to get the Nintendo stuff out of the way now. So you want to do it next week, okay? So next week is our time frame. People have backed it up. Sources have said next week. Like, if can I credit? I think Necro Felipe on Twitter has said that, and a few others have said that. It's the working theory. Next Wednesday is the working theory. 12th or 13th, somewhere around there, okay? Now, that's the date. That's the leaked date, which I predicted beforehand, somehow, some way. Now we get to what games are being leaked to be in the Direct, okay? So, Puro is leaking things right now. And if you don't know who Puro is someone who has been 100% right on every single leak he has put out. Someone is running the Puro account. They got Mario Bros. Wonder exactly right. They got Detective Pikachu exactly right. They got Mario RPG. They hinted at it, but exactly right. This Twitter account has not ever missed once. They have tweeted a little bit today as of noon on September 8th. And he's probably going to tweet every single day. So the day this podcast goes up, check his Twitter account. There might be something new. But as of right now, here's what we have from Puro. One tweet said, "Get ready," 7 hours ago. "Mute this account if you don't want to get spoiled." So today is the day he has begun. The first hint that Puro has put out is, let's just say, fans of a certain MATLAB function, which I guess is some science math stuff. I don't know what a MATLAB is. Some like function of some scientific function or something. Fans of this will be happy with the upcoming Direct. I don't know what the heck that meant. I jumped over to the replies to see if someone knew. And guys, if you search up MATLAB functions, which is what he tweeted, and then you click on this one link, if you search in here, F0, hold on, if you search here, F0, there is one of these functions. I don't know what, I think this is like a programming thing that it says. One of these functions is F0. So he's essentially saying fans of F0 will be happy with this Direct. With that said, we have deciphered his code thanks to the people in the replies of that tweet. So, fans of F0 will be happy, he's saying. Some thought it was Metroid. It is definitely F0. And then somebody named Falcon M07 in the replies said, if there's any news regarding F0, it'll most likely be this. And they put a picture of the Game Boy Advance F0 game. And then Puro says, no, it will come to Switch Online, but I'm not teasing it, meaning this F0 Game Boy Advance game will come eventually, but not in this Direct. That's not what he's talking about. So that would lead me to believe if it's not the Game Boy Advance F0 game, it's going to be remastered freaking F0 GX or something, which is the GameCube version of F0. We heard months ago that GameCube remasters for Switch were happening. We heard Metroid Prime remastered. We heard Pikmin 1, Pikmin 2. All three of those had happened. All three happened. F0 GX was one of those games that was hinted at getting a GameCube remaster. There were 6 games listed, I believe. They're 3 for 6 right now. They're about to go 4 for 6 right now. I am telling you, based off what we know here, it's probably F0 GX remastered. That's probably what we're going to get right now. F0 GX remastered is probably what he's talking about. But it doesn't end there, guys. If you go to Puro's Twitter account, the guy who has been 100% right on all of his leaks, he put out a freaking Donkey Kong GIF, whatever you call it. So, we don't know if that means brand new Donkey Kong game. We don't know if that means Donkey Kong N64 Switch Online. We don't know what that means. All we know is that based on Puro, there is something, whether it's so small or whether it's a brand new Donkey Kong game, whatever it is, there is something Donkey Kong related in this Direct. Once again, could be as small as, Donkey Kong 64 coming to Switch Online, which is not even small. That's a big game coming. But that's just, it goes to say this might not be the brand new Donkey Kong adventure that you are excited for. It might not be, or it could be. Who knows? This could be a brand new 3D or 2D Donkey Kong adventure. We don't know what this is. We just know something related to Donkey Kong is coming to Switch in this Direct, probably happening next week. Now, Puro likes to like a lot of tweets that, kind of decipher his code. For example, somebody in the replies of the F0 hint tweeted, I think that it's F0. He liked it because they figured it out. It is F0. He has not at this point in time, liked anything that has to do with Donkey Kong. I don't know if that's because no one's guessed it yet. I don't know if that's because he just doesn't want to say much about it. But if this Puro guy is worth anything, sorry, that didn't come out right. If his leaks hold any weight, something related to Donkey Kong is coming. Now, that's all we have from Puro. Puro is trustworthy. I remind you, he leaked Mario Bros. Wonder on the spot, like on the on the dot is the wording there. Now we know what is probably going to happen. September 13th, probably. F-Zero and Donkey Kong. I can 99.9% assure you, because Puro has never been wrong. So for him to say F-Zero something and Donkey Kong something, those two are probably going to be in the direct, okay? Because if not, his reputation's ruined. So, there we go. Here are now my predictions. My 5 predictions for this upcoming Nintendo Direct. Here you go. Number 1. Who said I had to predict games? Okay. Who said I had to predict a game that'll be in there? No. I predict that the Direct will happen on September 13th. I predict the Direct will happen on September 13th, Wednesday. Go back to the freaking tweets. I tweeted on my Twitter, I believe it'll happen September 13th. And then all the leaks came out saying it'll happen September 13th. I don't know what I did. I mean, I just guessed a date, and it turns out that's probably what'll happen. So I want to count that as my prediction. I think it'll be on the 13th of September. That's just me, though. I don't know. Then my second prediction, where we actually talk about games now. I think we will see Metroid Prime 2 in the Direct. I think so. I think that we'll see it in the Direct because I think it's somewhat weird to bring over Metroid Prime 1 and not bring over Metroid Prime 2 and 3. It's like how you brought over Mario 3D All-Stars, like you kind of brought a few games. I think that you bring over I'm talking too fast. Metroid Prime 2, you bring Metroid Prime 2 over to the Switch. It only makes sense, not to mention it'll sell pretty well because it's Metroid. It's freaking Metroid. There's a fan base there. They want Metroid Prime 2. And it'll be great success, okay? Metroid Prime 2 just makes sense. And I believe that was one of the rumored GameCube remasters that was going to happen. And it's been remastered on the Wii, which is now kind of rare. And on the GameCube, it's kind of expensive. Metroid Prime 2 makes sense. Not to mention, not to freaking mention, Metroid Prime 4. That could be in the Direct. I don't know. Metroid Prime 4 could be in there. But if it's not, this will begin to hold people over for Metroid Prime 4. Metroid Prime 2. And then maybe, if it needs even more time, Metroid Prime 3. But I think Metroid Prime 2 will be in there. Then, my third prediction is also not a game, but Zelda Sage Amiibo. Okay? Zelda Sage Amiibo. Historically, when you look at Breath of the Wild released its Champion Amiibo later the year that the game released in, 2017, holiday of that year. They want to let everyone play the game, meet these new characters before they buy a freaking Amiibo of them. That's what they want to do. So, I bring to you that they'll probably release the Amiibo and announce the Amiibo for the Sages in the Direct. And I don't know that they'll also release this holiday season. It's kind of soon, but it very well could. It could release in, December. It could, or, early next year. Who knows what it'll be? Because you also have the Zelda and Ganondorf, figures still coming. So those guys might release in December. I believe that it had a holiday release date. But for things like the Sage Amiibo, I think that'll be early next year release date. Now my fourth prediction is Similar to what Puro leaked, but I'm working off of the leak, okay? My prediction is a brand new 2D Donkey Kong game. Now you might think, well, Max, how can you say that? That's a prediction. Puro just leaked Donkey Kong. He leaked Donkey Kong. I am predicting off of that. I say it's a Donkey Kong 2D game. Brand new 2D adventure. That's my prediction off of his leak. We don't know what Donkey Kong it is. I say new 2D. New 2D Donkey Kong. It's what everyone loves. Everyone loves it. We haven't gotten one in almost, like, a few months from now. It'll be 10 years since Tropical Freeze. It's only right. And they just resurrected 2D Mario. It would make sense to bring over 2D Donkey Kong, or not bring over 2D Donkey Kong, but make a brand new 2D Donkey Kong. Maybe it'll have some 3D aspects. I don't even know. I think best case scenario, you make whatever this new Donkey Kong game is, I think that you make it 2D and 3D. Somehow, some way. You find a way to combine the two. Somehow. Like some parts 2D, some parts 3D. Like, you find a way. You find a freaking way. Okay? That's my prediction. And then my final prediction, my safe prediction. This is, if I had to bet money on anything here, it's this. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Wave 6. I don't want to be boring and like make safe picks, but that's just what I genuinely think will happen. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC Wave 6. Because they have to do it now. Nintendo likes to put fillers in their Direct. They like to spend like 2 minutes on Mario Kart. They like to do it because most of their directs are 40 minutes long. They love to kill time if they ever can. So Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is a great excuse for that. And Wave 6 is scheduled to release by the end of the year. You announce it now, bring it over and say late October, done. You're all done with your DLC. So I think it's a safe bet to say Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC will be in the Direct. Yeah, I'm saying that. And then, guess what? I told you 5 predictions, but I have one wild card. Now, this one is one that I would not bet money on for my life. Okay? I have one wild card prediction. Do not bet on this happening. But my one wild card is a brand new Punch-Out game. That is my wild card. No, I don't think that Tomodachi Life will come to the Switch. No, I don't think any of these other wanted games will come. I'm saying Punch-Out. It's been... What's 9 minus like 23? Come on. It's been like 14 years ever since the last Punch-Out game. I think that you make a new Punch-Out for Switch. Do I think it will happen? Of course not. That's why it's a wild card. But I'm hoping. Guys, I'm hoping. Well, look at that. You made it to the end of a clip on my EmSwizzle Clips channel. It seems like you enjoyed the clip. You watched the entire thing to completion. So why not watch the entire podcast right up here? Watch the full thing. It's cool. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you over there.